Well, Ben, right there is where we're really going to start the bulk of today's episode, looking at some adjustments that we have seen from Russia out of the ICAR. I guess really Russia's kind of equivalent of USDA, putting out estimates, updating their production estimates, dropping nearly 2.5% to 81.5 million metric tons. Just for comparison, USDA had their number at 88 million metric tons, so a few million of a gap there, and then ICAR also drops their wheat export expectation to 44 million metric tons as opposed to USDA's estimate for Russia at 52 million metric tons. So an 8 million metric ton gap there. So Ben, just kind of kicking things off, looking at the wheat market, what kind of pressure do you think this is going to add into the U.S. market moving forward for the potential of maybe some more export opportunity?
Yeah, so we have seen those production estimates decline. I think we're still trying to figure out exactly what all this means for Ukraine and Russia's production. It started off with drought, and then we had a late freeze. It's estimated that that could have impacted anywhere between 1.5 to 2 million hectares of the crop from that late freeze. So I sit here and I say, we're starting to get these kind of localized or mixed reports come in about the production potential, but generally everybody has constantly been moving those estimates down. USDA tends to be a little bit reserved, I think, in some of these production revisions to the lower side because they don't like coming back in and moving them back higher. We've seen this with South America time and time again. Same type of principle kind of applies in the Black Sea region. I do think we're getting really close to a philosophical kind of bench, if you will, or support level in the market. When Ukraine and Russia's total combined production gets down close to that 100 million metric ton mark, people start to get a little nervous. You start to hear reports about, export restrictions and food price spikes. We're getting really close to that 100 million metric ton mark between the two countries. So if we continue to see revisions lower, I think we'll start hearing more and more chatter about maybe some export restrictions, and then it'll determine, or then the next piece to kind of be watching for is does some of that business come back to the U.S. market? We haven't really seen a whole lot of that business come to the U.S. market, other than we did see a flash sale, or well, I shouldn't say flash sales. We did see some new crop wheat sales across pretty much all the classes last week. And that was kind of really our first indication that we could be picking up some export demand.